Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, welcome back to the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 89. We're almost at 90, and that's 10 ways from 100. How we been doing it that long? I don't fucking know. But
I know that's technically 100 weeks.
100 weeks. That's
which is actually, I was gonna say, which is like 4 weeks off of 2 years.
To be fair, we have been doing it for technically 3 years because we started in 2018. Just not full.
Yeah. Fair.
But very that's fair. Fine. It's me. My name's Dan. I have a 4.0 GPA. I'm 6'5", 200 pounds. I bench 500. I hold a world record in fastest time to solve a Rubik's Cube. And I'm here with Robert. Robert, list me some of your accomplishments.
All right. I'm 5'7", in heels. I got okay grades in school. I got B's mostly, you know. I work at the Wendy's. So I'm kind of like the head cook, but you know, like I don't want the position because it's just the stress, you know.
Yeah,
my mom says I'm really handsome, you know. I got a beard sometimes, you know, that's cool. And then, all right, I'm trying to think of, like, I'm just kind of making fun of myself in, like, high school, minus, like, the 5'9" and the working out. Yeah, actually, never mind. I don't know. I'm making fun of somebody, though.
Hey, it's fine. I know you're just gonna call you bully, but you're not really a bully. Well, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? I like to think I'm pushy.
That's fair.
Jeez, that's just a really shitty way to say I'm a bully, isn't it?
I'm not a bully. I just like to make fun of people when they're down.
Nah, so what's up, guys? It's Robert. I'm your other guy that's usually here. I'm 6'1". I like to take long walks on the leash because I'm feral all the time.
Oh.
Anyways, Dan, how's your week? How's your weekend been?
You know, man, I don't know the days anymore, so it's basically just the same old at this point.
I'm gonna have to hard agree with you, actually. Like, pretty hard agree. I had a decently fun Friday personally.
Good.
That was nice. I was able to let loose and really I was in a very safe environment, and my friends were totally around for it. They were just like, hey, feel free to drink as much as you want, bud. We got you. And I was like, cool. Because I really wanted to, like, try to get, like... Because, like, even though I say I get drunk at parties, like, I really just get, like, tipsy to the point of, like, oh, if I take a few more, I could be in trouble. Oh, because, like, I don't find being drunk very fun because, like, there's always that sober part of me. It's like, hey, man, isn't this, like, kind of like being seasick? And you don't like that feeling, and then I just make myself sick because I think like that.
That's fair.
Anyways, point being, I let a little loose. Can't lie to you. It was interesting seeing how I reacted because it's been a while since I was that, you know, that.
Yucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And needless to say, that guy's going back in the cellar for a little while. I don't know what occasion will be, you know, prompt enough to bring him back out, but like he's seen all the sunlight he needs to see. You know, I'm not saying like I did anything messed up or anything, but like I definitely was just like I was emotionally and physically exhausted the next day. And, like, it's not even from, like, a lack of sleep. Like, so I'm good.
Well,
I'm good.
Some people would call that a hangover.
Well, you see, Dan, you're actually pretty much right on that one.
Well, normally when you get very drunk, you tend to have a hangover.
But it was more like, I found the fact that I was, like, that in control of myself to be more or less, like, the taxing part.
That's
like,
fair.
Because when I was like, wow, I know, like, people laughed when I said this shit, but, like, I sounded like an idiot. Like, to anyone that was sober in the room would not have laughed, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just lucky I was in a room full of stoned people.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of, like, how it is when you get drunk. Like, I mean, if you're really trying to, like, test your limits, you got to make sure, like, one, you're in a safe environment, and then two, that the people around you are not trying to match you, but they're gonna get a little fucked up too. Because then,
well, that's the thing. I was crushed with the whole like, wow, I was really that drunk by myself, huh? Like, wowzers. Well, I don't mean by myself as in I was the only one drinking. I mean like, I was the only one that was even close to that.
I mean, you said yourself you're in a safe place. If you want to test your limits, you're more than welcome to, as long as you're not one of those weird people that does weird shit when they're drunk.
Yeah, no, you know, I was very good about it. I made sure to stay very well hydrated. So hydrated to the point that, like, I found I was making myself, like, I felt inconvenienced by the trips to the bathroom. Like, I think I went a little bit overboard with the amount of water I was drinking, because you said, like, you were hungover, but I'm like, nah, man. I always drown myself so much when I drink any amount of alcohol with water, because, like, the idea of getting a headache from it just is so frightening to me.
Well, I mean, a hangover isn't, like, you have to have a headache. A hangover is just feeling like shit the next day.
Alright, fair.
I don't think there's a by definition of it, but, like, I get what you mean. I just feel like, I don't know, it just sounds like you don't want to admit that you were hungover.
No, because I don't get hungover, Daniel.
Well, because, like, I know people like that, or, like, I never get hungover no matter how much I drink, and they'll, like, wake up the next morning and, like, can't open their eyes, and they're like, I'm not hungover, it's just, you know, I get this way.
No, I'm typically pretty good, though, at handling my stuff the next day.
That's good.
Yeah.
Respectable.
Well, as a bigger guy, it comes with the badge.
Yeah, you are the Gizly Guzzler. But
yeah, I forgot that one.
Yeah, sorry. It's what we used to call you back in the day.
It sounds like a villain in a kid's show.
It's
it's the Gizly Guzzler.
Well, it's what the fucking the Nathan's hot dog eating thing. There's like Joey Chestnut. He just literally wins it every year. And like this year, I guess he broke his own record, and the commentator was like, "The Gizly Guzzler!" And then everyone's like, "The fucking what?" So now it's just kind of stuck.
The Gizly Guzzler. You know, name my kid that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, I always think like, oh, that'd be a weird name your kid. And then I'm like, well, Elon Musk has a kid, you know, he named after his favorite plane.
Speaking of naming kids, actually, did you see that Usain Bolt decided he shared what his daughter's name was going to be?
No, I did not.
So his daughter's full name is going to be Olympia Lightning Bolt.
That's a great fucking name.
So that's what Usain Bolt's naming his daughter.
I mean,
Olympia
okay, honestly,
Lightning Bolt. Like, Olympia, first off, is that's such a Greek, like, Greek Roman name. That's so cool.
Facts.
In itself. But, like, name your kid Lightning Bolt. And that's... Do you think she's gonna feel, like, pressured to try and, like, run track and like, all that now?
I mean, like, yeah, if you're... It's just like if, like, your dad's Major League Baseball player, you're gonna have to play baseball. It's probably, like, the same thing. But I'd imagine there wouldn't be as much pressure. Well, maybe there's more pressure with the middle name Lightning for her to be the fastest.
You know, actually, in this interview, he said to his girlfriend, I feel like you're going to put pressure on her. And, like, the girlfriend that's having the kid responded, like, no, that's what I like. So, like, that's how they came to it. So, like, he acknowledges that could put a decent bit of pressure, but, like, they're vibing with it.
True. Honestly, Olympia is such a cool name, though. Like, I feel like I don't want it to be more of a trend that people kind of, like, give their kids, like, these Greek mythology-esque names.
Dude, I hope those names come back. I'm sick of John. I'm sick of Chris. I'm sick of Carl. I'm going to name my kid Perseus.
I mean, you're entitled to that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's some Greek names that just kind of, like, don't fit. Like, I feel like naming your kid Poseidon is just kind of, like, too much.
Well, you wouldn't name your kid Poseidon because that's sacrilege against the gods. So, like, you know, if I want to name my kid Aurelius, why can't I?
I'm not stopping you. No one's stopping you, really.
I know no one's stopping me, but society would give that kid a hard time.
I mean, unless, like, the kid's coming out of the womb and it's, like, they're fresh out of the womb and you're like, oh, what do you want to name him? And you're like, oh, Zeus. And then the kid's like, please, no. And it's like, what's that? Was that the kid?
Jeez. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be cool, personally.
Zeus would be a cool name. I'm saying, but like, one of the longer ones. I keep coming back to Poseidon because I think naming a kid Poseidon.
You wouldn't name your kid after like one of the gods traditionally.
What? You can.
Like, because those names definitely sound like more essential. Like those, even among Greek names, those kind of sound eccentric.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, but I mean, wouldn't you say Olympia is kind of eccentric, or not enough?
No, I wouldn't say enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like 7 different vowels. It's not like you're saying Aphrodite or some shit like that. It's spelt like, I don't know, 12 letters long and whatever. You're Olympia. I don't know.
That's fair. I think when the time comes, I'll probably name my kid after like a Dark Souls boss or something.
I'm gonna name my kid Slave Knight Gale.
First name Slave Knight, middle name Gale.
It's actually gonna be Slave Knight hyphen Gale is their first name.
Pardon.
Their middle name is gonna be like, I don't know, William.
Understand? Just throw a real wrench in there. I mean, there was the sister Frida. My grandma's name was Frida, so I mean, like, I can just be like, oh.
They named a Dark Souls boss off of your grandma?
Yeah, I won a contest. Or she won a contest.
Yeah. Oh my. I count that as a pro gamer move. I'm sorry, I can't even finish that.
Yeah, no. You don't have to talk. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, alright. You got the rest of the episode? Because, like, I should probably just forfeit my right to talk.
No. You're fine. You get a pass. Like,
Alright.
Everybody gets, like, a one, misstep kind of deal.
Well, speaking of missteps, actually, you know what the Washington Redskins are trying to do? When back in, like, 2013, their owner was like, there's nothing that you could get us to do to change our name!
Yeah,
what? Well, now, guess what they're doing? They're opening the bid now for a new name and new logo. They're set to drop it completely. Like, this isn't, like... It doesn't seem like we're accepting opportunities to change our name, but they won't. Like, it seems like they're like really like, we're gonna drop this and we're gonna rebrand.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because literally, like, people have been saying for years, like, hey, this is very offensive. Can you change your name? And they're like, no. And then FedEx is like, all right, we're gonna pull a sponsor, and they're like, wait a minute, whoa.
Well, actually,
hey,
Nike also said that to them, as well as Pepsi.
Well, yeah, like all their sponsors, but FedEx, because their home stadium is like FedEx paid them a lot of fucking money to name it after like the FedEx Arena or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, the in Maryland, their home stadium. That's FedEx owned.
Yep. So they were like the first people that were like, with everything going on right now, you think maybe you can change the name? And they're still like, no. And they're like, all right, we'll pull the sponsors. And then, I mean, Dan Snyder alone, piece of shit, should not be a team owner whatsoever, but like entirely different subject. But regardless, I mean, it's nice to see that they're finally changing the name. I mean, we can brainstorm some names for them if you want.
I mean, I'm looking through this article and they're saying things like Red Tails or Warriors or I don't know. I feel like trying to stick with like their color scheme wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, they can keep the same jersey, they just gotta change the logo a little bit. I think Washington Warriors is a fine name.
Yeah.
But,
well, it wouldn't be the Washington Warriors, though, would it, though?
Well, I mean, it could. I mean, they could be literally anything. They could be like the Washington Shoes if they want to be in the future.
Well, I mean... True. Very true. I'm trying to think of like what would I was thinking. Remember way back in a couple months ago when we were talking about that town in Connecticut that changed their mascot and name and ended up just changing it back.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you think people would do if they tried to do that? Like, I don't know, a year from now, where they're just like ran back with it.
I mean, like, it was the same thing back then. If like they were really that dead set on just being racist, like, hey, we can't stop you, I guess. But like I don't know, like I just still see I wouldn't be surprised if it were to happen, to be honest. But I feel like they would definitely like actually lose their sponsors if they ever decided like, we really like the Redskins.
Fair. But, okay.
Like I said, subject to change.
Subject to change. But I think that's very cool though that they're opening up, especially like because everyone, like, whenever a race kind of got brought up in sports, like, the Redskins name always just like, yeah, and then look at this fucking team. Like, they're literally named the Redskins. Like, what? Their mascot is a Native American. They're not Native American.
Pretty much. And I don't know, like, just over the years, like, everybody was just not okay with it, and they just did not care.
Well, yeah, they were like, yeah, we're just a football team. It's just our name, you know. Why you gotta make it like that? You know, we're not trying to disrespect anybody. But then they're like, but yeah, you are though. But then they're like, no, we're not.
No, we're not. I think
we're not changing it.
Yeah, like now that I think about it, I think you're being disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, wow. What? So I can't be called a Redskin? Because I'm not a Redskin? Wow, you're calling them Redskins? That's kind of like, just reverse the logic as much as they can. My
neighbor's cousin's nephew, uncle's grandpa, was a Native American, so I think I have the right to be. It's like,
okay, like,
go off.
All right there, Theodore, chill out.
Yeah, relax, Thomas.
Relax, Thomas. All right, Ken, chill out.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, this is something that's been like way long overdue.
I mean, definitely.
It just rubs me the wrong way, because it definitely, like, they put out their statement of, like, after a thorough review of the team's name, aka after the possibility of us losing a fuck ton of money, we've decided.
We made the decision. We weren't forced. Applaud us.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort from the team over here at the Redskins camp. Shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, like, thank God, but long overdue. It doesn't feel like they really give a shit that, like, this name's offensive. Maybe we shouldn't have. It just feels like, FedEx, please give me money.
FedEx, don't take away our stadium.
FedEx, please. Yeah, don't take away the stadium.
Don't take it away. No.
Oh, God. I love it.
Not our stadium. Speaking of like sponsorships pulling out, though, actually, so you've probably heard about the Facebook boycott that's going on, right? Yeah, like a lot of companies are pulling out, and crazy enough, Coca-Cola and Starbucks have now pulled out as well, which is like a pretty big deal because Ford pulled out earlier this week as well. Unilever, which like is a lot of other brands.
Like a parent kind of company
thing? Like, okay. It's a parent company, so like all their brands under that is just out. And it seems like a lot of other companies are on a track to do that as well, and the main reason is Facebook's they're essentially perpetuating hate speech and like profiting off of hate speech because they're allowing like anyone to run ads, anyone to say anything basically.
Oh.
For the right price.
Okay.
And companies like Ford and Coca-Cola and Starbucks are like, hey, we can't be associated advertising on a company or on this website because, like, we don't support this. So now they're literally, like, losing a shit ton of money over this.
I mean, good, honestly. Like, Facebook is something that just needs to die. Like, it needs to end. Like, with all the, like, you can, I mean, with this going on, of, like, you can basically promote whatever you want as long as you pay them, and then the whole, they're stealing your data and, like, personal information shit, it's like, I don't know, I don't understand how they can still, be profitable.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, granted, like,
exactly.
My boy Zuckerberg is, I mean, what was it, is he a lizard or is he a machine?
He's a lizard.
Okay,
well, or an alien or a machine. It's both, I think.
I mean, like, he could, like, very well just
might be a tiny lizard piloting a machine.
Oh, that's a hot take. I like that.
So, just to throw it out there, like, just Unilever pulling out of why it's a big deal. It's like, because these are, like, the brands that you do see on, like, social media sites, like Axe body spray, like, and then, like, Hellman's, Dove, the list just keeps literally, like,
Just
Lipton, Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's is the one I was looking for. So like Ben and Jerry's pulled out as well of Facebook, but we knew that like they came out earlier.
I mean, to be honest, Ben and Jerry's has been like, I don't want to say the model company in terms of like publicity, but they've been in a good faith.
Since the coronavirus season started, they have definitely been an icon.
It's just that they've made all the right decisions in terms of like everything, every movement or like political thing going on. So shout out Ben and Jerry's.
Shout out Ben and Jerry's.
But regardless, please just get Facebook the fuck out of here, man.
Well, a lot of people are deleting their Facebooks. Companies are pulling out. I haven't used my Facebook in ever. I mean, Facebook owns like Instagram though, doesn't they? So,
yeah.
Like, it's not like boycotting Facebook's really like means much. Like, you know, it's a problem with the company that owns it, right, and operates it. But they're still like, you know, they still got other stuff that people are like kind of forgetting that they're a part of. You know, it's not really boycotting the company. Really, it's more like the site.
Yeah, I guess it's more
in the
fair.
administration.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I mean, like I'm sure I could live without Instagram, but Instagram's a lot better of a place than, say, like, Twitter, I guess.
Oh, God, yeah. Well,
depends what you follow.
Yeah, both go hands in hand, honestly. Like, I feel like Instagram's a lot more mindless for me than Twitter. Like, Twitter, I have to actively read. Instagram, I'm just scrolling through images.
Yeah.
So like, maybe if Twitter was more image-based, but, like, it's not really.
Yeah, I mean, like, Twitter is, like... The things I follow on Twitter is, like, art and, like, cute girls and shit. And, like, that's about it. So, like... And ever so often, I'll just get, like... I mean, like, the past, like, month, I've just been getting, like, people coming out against, like, their abusers and shit. And, like, it's good that everyone's coming out, but God, is that a lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in. It's, like... Because you're, like... You're reading it from a phone screen. You're like, oh, my God. And then, like... You're on a phone screen, so, like, what do you do with that? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's like... It's not like I can do anything to help. But...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, on top of this, because I was thinking of, like, how Facebook, like, kind of takes information and how that's, like, a big no-no. And now that, like, TikTok is on the verge of being, like, banned in the US and shit. Because...
Oh, yeah, I kind of heard about that.
Yeah, because I guess Chinese government is stealing your information. But I just... I find it funny that people are like, I will not have TikTok on my phone. And then, like, immediately, like, log on to Facebook. And it's like, I'd rather have America steal my information than the Chinese.
Yeah, really. I mean, any one of those social media apps, really.
Well, yeah, like, that's the thing is, like, your information is out there. It's not like none of these sites ever, I guess, like, I don't know, dig deep or, like, look into your data or anything. It's kind of like how social media works. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to talk about TikTok because I don't really give a shit about TikTok. I never had it.
Never was on board with it?
No, not me personally. You were addicted to TikTok for a while, weren't you? Like,
not
way
to
back?
TikTok. It was more like I was like, so when Vine like dropped, I had a habit of just consuming those Vine compilations religiously, like while I ate dinner. Like, it was just like my mindless videos that I put on the background because they all lasted about 7 seconds max. So, like, there was no commitment whatsoever. So, none of it mattered. So, I could play games or I could just mindlessly watch it. Didn't matter. And I enjoyed that. So, when TikTok became the new thing and, like, those compilations came out of all the, you know, the shit ton of videos mashed up into, like, a 15-minute thing, I was like, oh, this is great. And then, like, I kind of, like... stuck around for a lot longer than I needed to because I was like, oh, it'll get like Vine. And then, like, when it was essentially just a bunch of trends coming together, I was like, oh man, this is just pedo bait. I'm out.
Yeah, see, because like sometimes on like Instagram Explorer page, there'll be like TikToks. It'll be like attractive people, and I'm like, oh, okay. And they're doing their dance and shit, and then like you check their page and it's like, I'm 14, and I'm like, what? It's just it's a risk, not one I'm willing to take. I guess, like, it doesn't matter what. I don't know. It just feels wrong.
It's not a risk. That's a crime. Well, okay. You mean it's like, more like, because like you're in this weird position, right, where you're like, obviously your first reaction like was true, but now that you found out the age, you're like, oh shit. So like this is now gross. So now you have to like scrub your mind and backtrack. So like you don't want to have to do that a lot. So as me as a guy, I was just like, fuck it, I'm done. I never want to have to do that again.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's some people, like, you really can't tell their age, and that's terrifying.
No, it is. I mean, like puberty is one hell of a thing, you know, like especially our age range, because it's not like it's hard to look 30 when you're 20, you know what I mean? But it's not hard to look, 20 when you're 18, and it's not that hard to look 18 when you're 16, you know what I mean?
I mean, even like 15 to 20. Like, I remember going to school with some kids that were like the same age as me, and they looked like, I don't know, like 25.
Oh god, yeah, there were some kids that I like when I was in freshman year, then they were seniors. Like they looked like full-blown freaking adults. I remember there was this one dude. Okay, to be fair, my beard got like that towards the end of high school as well, but he had like the full beard, and he was just like 6'3", and he was just the chillest dude. But I'm looking at him, I'm like, you're 28 years old, man. Like, yeah. Like, what are you doing here?
I mean, to be fair, he probably could have been one of those kids that's like 24 and they still come back to the high school basketball games.
No, like this guy, true, probably. You know, he could have been.
I know.
Point being, though,
like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know, scary shit. But I don't know, because it's not like obviously like we would do anything. It's just the fact that like it feels off, and I don't like it. I don't know. Regardless, what were we talking about? Facebook?
Well, we started talking about TikTok, really.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, to be fair, the people that still use Facebook, I feel, are in the like early 30s, late 50s range. So, you can tell the age on them.
I mean, yeah, like I feel bad because that is like the old people platform for social media. Like, what are they gonna get after that? Is that when they all go to Twitter? Is that when they all go to Insta? Like, they don't want to learn how to use something else.
You know, I was thinking about this recently. This isn't a topic, but it's something I want to talk about. Did you ever have MySpace as a kid? Or, like, did your like older brother or older sister have it?
Yeah.
Did you ever, like, acknowledge how, I want to say, like, ahead of its time MySpace was?
Well, it was definitely about, like, individualism, you know what I mean? Is that what you mean? Because, like, a lot of social media right now isn't that personalized. Are you, like, trying to say, like, how, like, far along their, like, individualism was for their pages?
Because I remember, like, specifically, you could have a set, like, song people hear when they go to your page. And, like, I feel like the idea of that is, like, really cool, and I'm surprised it was never brought back by any other social medias.
I actually can answer that. It's because cringe culture canceled that.
You think so?
Quite literally. Yeah, people were like, oh, you use that song? And then, like, people just stopped doing it because no one, like, basically what it became is that everyone just had, like, the popular song as their thing.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I mean, like, MySpace is a little, I mean, I guess, like, we were kind of born in the MySpace era. Like, probably a little late. But, like, I don't know, I didn't get into social media until probably, like, freshman year of high school.
Yeah. Well,
so, like, I don't know, I was never really, like, I just remember my sister, like, when she'd be in the computer room and she'd be on MySpace, like, she'd visit people's pages and they'd have a song play, and I'm like, that's so fucking cool.
Well, I thought it was cool too, but it's also, like, I guess, like, it's just deemed as a feature that not everyone probably wanted, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. They probably looked at it and they're like, okay, like, that's cool, but I don't know. I'm trying to think why they wouldn't bring it along for anything else.
Yeah. What do you think, if, say, today, like, Instagram did that, what do you think your profile song would be?
Yeah, I would probably be one of the guys that's just, like, whatever album has been popular lately. So we were going to talk about Wrld and Pop Smokes' new album eventually. So, like, I'd probably have a song from one of them right now.
Yeah.
or like another popular song. But like, I don't think I have one from over the years that'd be like, no matter what's popular now, this is my profile song. Actually, I do. Africa by Toto.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like you could easily have one of those classics. I feel like a good amount of girls I've grown up with would have Mr. Brightside.
Yes! Oh, okay. Now, you know what? Chucky as Juliet could play no matter what for my profile.
True. I would probably, I don't know. I want it to be brought back, man. I think it's such a good idea. But I get like the, oh, you have that as your song, and then people getting self-conscious, so I get it.
Yeah, but like at the same time, would that really deter people still? I don't know. It seems like it could have just been like a coding thing as well, and they're like, we don't want to do this anymore, because like I guess then they have to maybe getting access to like DMC song, like could be like a DMC thing where like they have to get permission from the artist to have the song on their website in the first place, or yada yada.
See that? No. Because I know on your stories, if you want to put a song on your story, there's like, it has literally every song. You just like search it and it'll come up.
Because, well, then I guess, okay. Then I don't know. I do not know. I can't formulate a guess either.
Yeah, I'd imagine just they didn't want to, or it was just like an unneeded hassle. But backtracking a little bit, we can segue into Juice Wrld and Pop Smokes albums that came out over the past couple weeks.
Hell yeah. So, I'll talk about Pop Smokes first.
I was gonna say I haven't listened to it, so.
So, Pop Smokes album is really good. It's actually, it's sad that I'd figured out about him like after he died. But still, this album is called "Shoot for the Stars" or "Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon," and there's some actual pretty good bangers on there. There's a song with 50 Cent on it, and I was like, "Ooh, 50 Cent! I haven't heard him in a while. I wonder how he holds up." He actually does pretty good on it with Roddy Ricch.
That's good.
But
I wouldn't have expected it.
There's some actual good songs in this album that I totally vibe with for me not really messing with Pop Smoke before this point. So I enjoyed that, but we can talk about the Juice Wrld album, because we definitely both listened to that our fair share, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, staying on the Pop Smoke album, like, I never really liked Pop Smoke. Like, I appreciated that, like, people liked him, but I was never really a fan.
Yeah, his music's definitely a little, like, I don't want to call it niche, but it's definitely more niche than some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of, like, an acquired taste, but, like, on the bright side, I guess there was 4 people that were the alleged killers, and they're facing the death penalty for it, so.
Yeah, I saw that was like the potential or the alleged judgment passed, so that's cool.
Yeah, so God bless that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about Juice Wrld album, you can take it away, my man.
Alright, so Juice Wrld released, well, not Juice Wrld, but like, Juice Wrld released a new album on Friday. It's called Legends Never Die, and it's about an hour long. It's about 55 minutes, and there is a decent few, what would you like, snippets and recordings throughout the album of Juice WRLD's monologues and some things about him that were very nice, and the sentiment was great.
I was very sad.
Yeah, it was a sad listen, if you were a Juice WRLD fan, you were going through this album, hearing some of those recordings was like, oh man, fuck. And then you hear some of the songs where he's like, I'll never OD or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, bro.
Well, it was like,
that's not cool.
Wishing Well was the one that a lot of people were just like, fuck, man. Because, I mean, I guess it was one of his unreleased songs from, like, a long time ago. Or I don't know how long, but, yeah, like, a couple of the lyrics was just, like, what was it? I take the drugs, now the drugs take me, or something. And then something of, like, needing to do pills, or else he'd kill himself and shit like that. And then looking back on that, it's just, like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, literally, like, he goes, this is the part of the song where I tell you I'm fine, but I'm lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like that song in particular, when I listened to it, I was just like, I don't know. I felt very empty, I guess.
It's a bop though. I can't even lie to you.
It's a good song. I mean, what would you give the album out of 10?
I'm gonna be real with you. I now vibe with every song on the album. I don't think there's a song on there that I listen to that I'm like, all right, I'm now tired of it. I think it's got a great mixture of vibes from like bops to emotional stuff.
Yeah.
I would easily rate this a 9. I would basically call it a 10 out of 10, but I would call it a 9 out of 10.
That's fair.
Like it's definitely a masterclass, or it's definitely a great album to me. Probably one of the favorites I've heard ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know if like if I'm comparing it to like other really great albums as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, probably do like 7 or 8 out of 10.
Really?
There's definitely a lot of bangers, but there's a lot of songs I don't really care for.
Interesting. Well, so when you say that, would you say that he has an album that you would rate higher than that?
I don't know if I'd say album. I liked Goodbye and Good Riddance probably like the most out of albums I've heard from like as a whole, but that's just because like looking back at the songs now, they popped off and they were really good. So I mean, like, probably give it time. Might join you on 9 out of 10, but there's a lot of songs that I just like I do skip when I listen to it now.
See, I thought that at first, but then I just said fuck it and let them all run through, no matter what. Just because, like, when I was listening to this album, like, I literally just spent the whole weekend with this just on repeat. Mm-hmm. And instead of just skipping the songs, because I realized, and the reason why I didn't do that is because when I went and listened to Lil Wayne's new album, Funeral, a few months, way more than a few months now, but like way back when that came out, there were songs that I just totally skipped over. And I went back through probably a couple weeks ago, and there's literal slappers that I knew nothing about that are now in my playlist that I'm just months late on because I just skipped them at first, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like skipping through on the first listen through is kind of odd.
Well, no, I didn't skip through them first. It's just like I decided that they weren't the ones that I liked.
Oh, like just after one listen through. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But now I was like, holy shit, what am I thinking? Like, I love these songs now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's just like, there's definitely songs that I'll skip because I don't like them that much.
Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Can't Die, Wishing Well, Life's a Mess, Conversations. See, I mean, it's like I like everything. I don't really like Screw Juice that much.
Really?
Fighting Demons I skip.
Okay.
And then obviously there's just like the interludes that he has in there.
Yeah, I skipped the interlude just because like I ain't trying to get that depressed when I'm bopping out in the car.
It's I don't know, like you can appreciate him, but it's like I don't need this right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, because now I'm listening to the album in the car, so like I'm now officially like I need to hear music, not sadness when I can't be driving to a friend's house to go hang out and then I get out of the car just clinically depressed because Juice WRLD is talking to me on Instagram Live from heaven.
Stop. Yeah, I don't see. I have a hard time listening to like what do you call it, post-mortem, like albums.
Yeah.
Like I remember Mac Miller's album. The first song on it is so sad, and I literally like I just started bawling. Like I still haven't listened to the full album like from beginning to end.
Really?
Because it's literally just like the first song on it gets me every time.
God, what was
Yeah, Circles.
Circles? Yeah. I think that's the only song I've heard on the album. I'm trying to think.
Like, I've definitely, like, skimmed through and listened to all the songs, and I do like them. It's just, like, a certain kind of mood.
I feel that. Well, for me, I definitely vibe with most of the Juice WRLD ones. Some of my favorites are Conversations. I think Hate the Other Side's one of the best songs.
Oh, yeah.
It's just easily the party bop.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the one that I didn't vibe with the most at first was Blood on My Jeans, but now I do. So like, I that's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a banger album, personally.
I definitely like it. No, I wouldn't deny that.
I'm happy I listened to it as well, because I was like, man, I don't know if I want to listen to like a postmortem album, because like
it's tough.
Well, it's not like I thought like I'd be too emotional or anything like that. It's more like, I don't know what would make me feel weird about it. It felt odd, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have, obviously, I don't regret it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Excuse me.
All good. You okay?
You know, got the Rona, man. No, it's actually so like my allergies have been pretty much outgrown in like the worst sense, but they still linger.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, what I traded last week in runny nose, I've now gained in like kind of phlegmy cough.
No, not fun.
Yeah, so now like I have to be like, no, people, I do not have the Rona. I assure you, I do not. How do you know? Well, I've taken my temperature every day. The cough is actually moist, which I now had to say out loud, and Corona's a dry cough. Like, I have to give the whole spiel.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Please, I'm just allergic to trees.
Honestly. I mean, yeah, but, like, people are definitely... rather be safe than sorry. Well, not all people, but, you know, people with common sense.
Well... I was gonna go with the segue there, but I don't know if I want to take it. I'm gonna be real with you.
I got one for you. I was gonna say, speaking of common sense, a lot of common sense is being thrown out the window because there's a new trend right now of hyper-realistic cakes of like things that you don't think are cakes are actually cakes. And
really,
have you seen any of this?
I am now looking at them, and I'm gonna be real with you. Why are they cutting? That's a cake. That okay? Like I'm not very pleased that I just saw someone. Like I thought that was a head of lettuce.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking funny.
That's a person's head. That's gross. That's cake.
Dude, a lot of it is like me depressed after cutting my friend in half, hoping he was a cake and shit like that.
How? Okay, so like what has happened to baking to make literal like this just looks like how are they making these shapes?
Dude, people have been doing this shit for years.
You know, actually that's a lie. I know what it is. It's called fondant and it's bullshit. They're not doing that with cake. It's still the same probably square circle cake. It's just they're fondant sculpting.
Fondant doesn't taste that good to me.
Fondant kind of just tastes like it tastes like what you'd expect it has to be for it to be edible, but like it just has to be edible.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's definitely like when I see people use it and make like very beautiful cakes, it's like it's cool shit. But like when it's on a cake, it's so hard for me to have like more than a slice because it's just so. It just like feels too much.
Chalky in a way. It's like it definitely it doesn't feel like it's like the cake thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's not what I like in cake. It's not frosting, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, I keep seeing this, and I keep seeing like more memes spawn from it, and I think it's one of the small shining lights of this year in terms of like trends and shit. Like I'm hoping that like this is July's trend as opposed to March Corona and April murder hornets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we can continue the trend of not deadly diseases or, well, I guess some political movements are good, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Regardless, can you cut the world in half? And it's a cake. We don't know yet, so we'll have to figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Am I typing on my keyboard or is this a cake? I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been scrolling through these hyper realistic cakes and like it's to the point where it kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Yep. No, it really does. And then the weirder thing is I saw a video of like people cutting like normal things in half, and then people are like, "Oh, that's a cake, right?" Just that alone, like that concept is so fucking funny to me.
You know. All right, I gotta close this. My brain's going numb. Like I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's clearly a salad. It's cut. Nope, that's a cake.
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
Understandable. I mean, it's better than airborne illness and murder hornets.
It's just, well, it's just weird, I guess. Like, I'm more like, because I can't understand how this is like a trend more than anything. Like, I'm weirded out by, like, I'm looking at these images and they're all posted in the last week.
Yep.
You know, it's not like these just existed on the internet and I'm like finding them, like, these are all just posted.
Well, it was like, there was a lot of videos that were getting like retweeted on Twitter of you know those like tasty-esque videos where like they go very quick with like the process of making food or like how food looks and shit.
Yeah, it's like a GIF recipe pretty much.
Yeah. It was essentially that, but instead it was like a dog, and then they take a knife and cut it down the middle and they're like, it's a cake, and then it's like a 3-minute video of that, and then people were just like, dude, I don't know what's real and what's fake anymore, man.
Is it all just cake?
It always has been.
Always has been. Oh my gosh! It's a little bit of some game news, kinda in a way.
Yeah.
You know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like she was running for president, but then she dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's now Silver 3 in League of Legends.
Yeah, she had a funny tweet about that.
It was about inting 13-year-olds, and it was fantastic, is what it was.
Yeah, it was like, it's easier to reason with, like, old right-wing people than 13-year-olds running it down mid and shit. And I thought that was funny.
It was funny. It was perfect, is what it was. Completely perfect.
Agreed. Okay, I know we're not, like, a conspiracy theory podcast, but I have an interesting one I want to bring to the table, okay?
Alright, you know, I clicked on this article and like it's kind of crazy, but I hate it.
Alright, so there was a post on Reddit about Wayfair, which like sells like appliances?
Like cabinets.
Sorry, I don't
furniture,
know.
shit like that.
Dude, I couldn't think of the word cabinet, so I was like, hopefully Bobby understands when I say like appliances. But there was this like outrageously I guess not outrageously, but like outrageous to me, like price cabinets, and they're like upwards in like the $15,000, $13,000, $12,000, and conveniently enough, they all have like the same names of like recently missing people, which was kind of spooky. Obviously, they denied all this shit, but it's very interesting because apparently Wayfair also has delivered beds for like people that are like in like ICE camps, and apparently there was, I don't know if it was photoshopped, but it was a picture of someone getting caught like in the midst of human trafficking, and they had a Wayfair shirt on, like as the driver. So
yeah, that's where that started. Okay, yeah,
it's. There's no real like merit to it. I mean, all of it is just like kind of conveniences, but a lot of it seems like really fucking convenient, you know what I mean? Cuz like a lot of the names like of their cabinets are not just like normal names. They're like very distinct names, and all of them happen to be missing children and shit. I don't know, it seems kind of fishy to me. I don't know.
Ellen questioned for Wayfair partnership amid conspiracy theory?
It's really fucking weird. Like, obviously, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't hold much ground, but, like, kind of doesn't, because a lot of it is just, it's all alleged, of course. Nothing's set in stone. But it's very interesting. I just want to kind of get your thoughts on this.
It's actually just all insane is what it is.
Because, I mean, obviously, if you look at it from, like, I don't know, like just at like a glance, or like if you're a hardcore conspiracy theorist, you're just like, this makes too much sense. There's no way this could be just a coincidence. And I'm not a hardcore conspiracy theory guy, but like a lot of it is a little too convenient, you know?
Yeah, But man, it's just wild, isn't it? Like I'm trying to like think of like what I can even say on that, but I just keep coming back to like, oh shit, bro, like that crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean it's fucking nuts. But, I mean, like it would. I don't want to say it wouldn't surprise me, but like at this point, I assume like a lot of like brands or like people in power are part of like human trafficking or like pedophile rings, just because like the world's kind of fucking weird, man. The world's kind of fucked up.
Well, speaking of the world being kind of fucked up, you know who got cheated on that I really didn't think I would hear about getting cheated on?
Yeah.
Fucking Will Smith.
See, this was interesting, and I think it's kind of funny as fuck, because the way Jada Pinkett worded it wasn't cheating or an
entanglement.
Affair. It was an entanglement, and it's like, sure. But I guess like what initially happened was August Alsina. I don't even know who that is. Do you?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who it is, but I guess like this was years ago, by the way. It was just like recently resurfaced of they August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith had a relationship with each other, but it was like as her and Will were taking a break a long time ago, and I don't know, it's some shit of like they had a sexual. No, that was what it was. It was they had like a sexual relationship, and she worded that as an entanglement, not an affair.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I mean, like to be fair, they like had a whole whatever their show is, like Red Table Talk, where this kind of they sat down and talk about it, and I mean, Will didn't look too happy. There's a lot of memes of his face looking very disappointed. I mean, I guess reasonably so, but that shit was years ago, so I don't know how they stand now, but it appears not bad. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was like years ago.
No, this wasn't recent.
Because like that guy is only 27 that she had an affair with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying years as in like I think it was like 4 years ago or something.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, I don't know. Well, it was like at first he said that Will gave him his blessing for them to do it, but Will was like, never did that shit, dog. So then it became the whole thing on the Red Table. I mean, like I would say watch it. I don't even know where you watch it. Is it on YouTube?
I don't even know, but it just seems so goddamn awkward.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a conversation I'd like to have with my significant other. But I mean, like, how would you feel about that if, like, say your wife you've been married to for a long time and like you had you didn't divorce, but like you took a break, and then she found like a partner for that time?
I'm gonna be real. I don't really believe in the whole taking a break thing.
Yeah,
like that doesn't really make sense to me because like you're breaking up or you're fucking not, you know, at the end of the day. So like the whole taking a break shit, like if in my eyes, if you need a break to determine whether or not you think you need to be in the relationship still, then you should probably just cut it off there.
I agree and I disagree.
Well, okay, you need time to make that decision, but I'm saying like there's a lot more like internal decisions that you should go through before you really be like, all right, let's take a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends on maturity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, let's take a break really should be like, let's make this work or let's not make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like that shouldn't be like the big thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like if you want to make a relationship work, you're gonna make it work, and like some people just find that that's the way too. I think like in high school, when people would be like overtaking a break, like that was just like, oh, so that's not gonna work out. But I feel
that's what I'm going with though. Like taking a break really would be breaking up if you think it would be okay to see somebody else during that time.
Yeah, but that's not what taking a break means. A lot of it's just like not seeing each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like why would you like taking a break from what?
Each other.
Like you said, like seeing each other, but like does that mean taking a break from the relationship? So like I would still call that cheating, no?
I mean, I'm not saying like, well, I guess like in terms of the scenario, yeah. But I guess it just depends on how you think of it.
Okay. No, I know I was arguing about like what taking a break meant, but I meant like for this scenario, like so like if my significant other and I like decide to take a break, and even if I didn't see her for 3 months, I would expect her to not sleep with another dude while I at the same time wouldn't sleep with other women.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'm saying like from the perspective like you didn't know about it, and then 4 years pass, you find out about it.
Well, I would be like, you cheated on me. Like, what the hell? Like, well, because I would feel like I would definitely still have a problem with it, regardless of the relationship. Because, like, in my head, like, I would feel guilty to the point of having to at least say that before we like got back in the after the break. You know what I mean? I'd have to come clean. If I didn't come clean about it and wasn't accepted for it, then like the 4 years after that was just built upon a lie in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
because like who knows? Maybe if she said to me like, "Hey man, by the way, I did this," like I may not have gone back with her after that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to like how comfortable you are with your partner. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely like a bi-person thing. I don't think you
get back with the partner.
I mean, it depends.
Because, like, they clearly weren't, comfortable enough with you to, like, come out and be honest with you right away and told you that they slept with someone else.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, a lot of times if you want to make something work like that, like, obviously, like, honesty is going to be the best, but, like, that's something that's hard to admit to for some people. Or, like, they don't see it as a big deal.
Well, that's the problem. Like, so, like, thus, like, I wouldn't make it work because if their mindset's like that, then clearly we just have that big of conflicting ideals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, granted, no, never mind.
Yeah, I feel like if you bring sex into it, it's like it overcomplicates it. You know what I mean? Like you're essentially like you're acknowledge because like sex when you're in a relationship with like you keep that between you guys, right? And like when you just take a break and you act like that was never a thing or shouldn't be a thing, like you're essentially saying like I am broken up for this time. So like I feel like the person that would be getting back with you would also need to know like that part to make an informed decision, I guess, for it to be like a healthy relationship moving forward.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Sucks to be Will Smith, man.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, I think it just comes down to how you view it. I think it's more of like a personal thing,
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'd be like, nah, man, like that ain't okay. That makes me feel bad, and like now, I can't be mad now. 4 years later, I could be disappointed.
Yeah, and I mean, like I feel like that's a fine reaction. I just feel like holding a grudge 4 years later, if like you've been happy over that time, doesn't matter too much.
Well, all right. That's actually a massive difference in opinion, actually, in a way that we don't have to get into now, but it is a very interesting conversation for us in the future, young Dan.
I guess so.
Thank you. And yeah, to really end this conversation on the whole Will Smith thing, I feel bad for all the memes of this guy's face. Like, there's just a picture of him looking completely heartbroken.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just people's profile pictures. And it's... The bad part is, it is fucking hilarious. Like, really not the funny situation, but the pictures. The pictures really are.
Oh, I know. It's sad that it's such a good, like, reaction picture, you know what I mean?
That's the thing, because, like, his face, like, it's just, like, such this smoldering look of sadness and just, like, internal, like, what do I do? Like, it's just... You're not used to seeing a famous human being look like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just very noticeable. I don't know. Maybe
yeah, no, it's definitely
psychopath.
Sad.
Yeah. Anyways. Did you have something else you want to talk about, young Dan?
No, we got everything, I'd say, my man.
All right, good sir. If that's the case, then all right, folks, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 89. We're on social media. The handle for both of us is the Frying Pan Pod, and we are on every social media platform except for SoundCloud, which I kind of keep forgetting, but that's just because I don't consider it a platform. All right, like
Fair.
you can get started on SoundCloud. You're good. Like, I just can't figure out how to use it. It ain't for me. It's not. It's so that by that logic, it doesn't exist. Anywho, thank you for tuning in for the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 89. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
Same.
And we hope you have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. And we hope to catch you in the next one.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.